Alright guys, here it is. This is the place where it all started. Chehalis River. We had an experience up top. I myself am still unsure, and I will always keep it that way, of what it was. I mean, there is a stump there that is like 9 feet tall, and the head of the being looked from where we were that it was above. Wow, this tree's come down, messed up the old trail. But yeah, to me, at one point I thought it was a fisherman with a fishing rod. Now, the one part about that experience that I can say makes me more on the lines of believing it was Sasquatch is because at that point in time the water was ripping through the channel of the river. So, and from, our experiences fishing, we know what water we're going to cross and what water we're not going to cross. And back in the day when I was hanging out with everyone, they're like 350 pounds. And if they're not going to cross it, then I don't think anybody would cross it. So, but yeah, this is another spot where we had an experience months or maybe even a year later. We were having a fire just down here, and we were all sitting around the fire, and Ken SGBC, the original SG member, Prez, anyways, he had his GoPro going just over here. There's a bunch of logs. I don't know if they're still here or whatnot. We'll go check. But yeah, so there's a bunch of logs that we'd sit at. And he had his GoPro off to the side going. And I made a loud Sasquatch call. And we sat there, and about, 20 to 30 seconds later, we got a reply. So then we were all like tripping out, and we all got our cameras ready, and then I did it again. And I believe if you go back on one of my channels, well, on this YouTube channel, but on my TikToks, if you go back, I have it as well. And there's a clip of us at a fire at night and it going, us getting the response, which was really interesting. We also had a print over here that we cast. Now, again, it's just the way that it looked that made it seem what it was, but there was only one. And that's the thing, a lot of the time doing this, the majority of the time, you only find one. Unless there's snow or the ground's like, it's a spot where you're gonna be able to see the imprints. But like a spot here, you could, just see one, because you could take a step here and then take a step in this hard pack and you're not gonna see the step in the hard pack. Oh, there's a beautiful eagle, what we came for. But, so when people ask, oh, why is there only one print? Well, it all depends on where they're walking. Like here, if a Sasquatch is going to take a step from that bank, he's probably only going to make one imprint in that, to go from there, from that hard pack to this soft ground to this hard pack here. And then what do you think he's going to do? He's probably going to make a step over into this. So you got to remember, these things have big strides. They're not like us. If we're 6 feet tall and our stride's 4 feet, what do you think a 12-foot being stride's going to be? Probably closer to 6 to 8 feet stride, depending, right? So you got to put things into reality and think about things. This is a spot here actually where we had our fires Logs have moved a lot. Actually, our little fire spot's still the same. I mean, this log might be a bit closer, but pretty much identical. But yeah. Anyways, I'm doing this on my own nowadays, and I'll bring people out with me that want to come out with me. But I'm not going to be over-exaggerating things. I know my experience in the woods. I spent 3 years surveying in Alberta, literally in the BC-Alberta border. I've been surrounded by wolves. I have a buddy that I can bring on, and he was there with me when we got surrounded. It was a good thing we had snowmobiles that just got out of the shop, because we could have been screwed. But, it's, I didn't spend the majority of my life sitting on a couch watching YouTube, listening to everybody else's stories. I was out in the wild, making my own stories, having my own experiences with Mother Nature, And I'll pull up, I'm going to do a thing where I'll pull all my surveying pictures out. There's actually some pretty good ones where we have these Argos, which are 6-wheeled buggies, if you don't know what they are, and they're amphibious. And we put our dinghy on top of it, and then I got on top of that just in case it sunk. At least somebody would be able to row us to shore, is what we kept saying. But yeah, I'll share all that stuff throughout my channel, and the fishing days, spots where we go. Cool thing about this spot where I'm walking right now is one night when I was with the guys, we came out here on a pissing rain night, and we all walked this way, and we just kept walking. Whoa, there's a tree just loaded with eagles. This is gonna be cool. They're all over here. But anyways, we were walking down here, and it was pissing rain, and we got to that forest line there, and all of a sudden, all 4 of us was like, what the fuck? And we just stopped, and it was like hundreds of frogs just going nuts. And then all of a sudden it went totally quiet. As soon as it went totally quiet, we were like, all right, we're fucking out of here, man. That's weird. And we all had this bad feeling on us. And then our flashlights started messing up. I think I had a brand new one. I think Ken's was the first one to go out. Then my new one went out. Then I'm not sure if Lee and Jared's went out, or Jared might not even had one when we were out, because I think he gave it away at that time. Or he might have had his flashlight that day too, I can't remember. But yeah, this is a cool area, super squatchy. I mean, if a Sasquatch is going to be in here, he's going to be hanging out with all his eagle friends, Alright, I'm going to go quiet a bit so we can listen to the sound of Mother Nature. Dude, there's eagles all over these trees. The reason being is because there's still salmon in these streams that are dying. It's easy pickings for them. can hear him behind us. Man, I love it out here. It'd be so cool to see a bear walk past. People are probably like, what are you thinking? Dude, I love bears. I've had a lot of different things happen with bears. In fact, I believe that I ran into one fishing this year. There's a video of it, walks by me, and he's limping with his front left paw. Well, a few weeks later, 2 weeks later, I started hearing this in my garage. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? My kid's sitting there, he's like, what? And I'm like, I don't know, man, it sounds like the neighbor's going through our trash. So I walk downstairs, I fucking look outside, huge bear sitting there playing with my garbage. So I scare it off, and as he's walking, he's limping. And it's the same paw. People say it could have been the same bear, but you never know. Wondering if I can even get into these guys. So I think the water's right there. I should have walked to the Eagle Tower is what I should have did. I'll do that next time. There's an Eagle Tower you can walk to. How you like them apples, folks? That scared the fuck out of me. There'll be more. Oh, Jesus. What the hell happened here? Is that a seagull or an eagle? Damn. All for a fish or something, boys? Like, what the heck? Oh yeah, look at all the salmon in there. All dark, making their way up to spawn. Big eagle flying through there. There's some ducks. Beautiful out here. Man, I miss this. Man, I miss this. But I have to say, going solo is nice because you do your own thing, you know? You don't have to worry about appeasing to others. Look at these guys. It looks like one juvenile, or two juveniles and one mama. Look at this tree. I don't know if you guys can see in there. See if I can zoom in on it. To get there, I need to go down the Fisherman's Trail. I'm gonna see what I can see down here. I think there's a trail right here. Yep. We can keep this hike going. Anyways, you guys, my goal for 2026 is to get my TikTok accounts and my YouTube account to 10,000 subscribers. I'm hoping to get monetized this year. I'd really like to start doing this as, you know, as my future. I like filming. I like filming myself. I like talking my story. It helps with my mental health, and if I can help others with their mental health, I'd like to be able to do that. And yeah, anything I can do to help and be able to help through this channel is my main goal. I'm not just focused on one thing, because there's one thing you got to remember is that even your followers have lives too, so you got to think about them. We're sneaking up on 2 or 3 biggies. Here we go. Oh, and by the way, everything's going to be unedited on YouTube. So, yeah, if I say something, I'm not going to hide it. It's going to be said. And, yeah, this is what it is, you know? No need to live in a life of lies or make believe. It's a flock of seagulls and salmon. By the way, most of the time we blaze our own trails, you know. So if you ever ask, oh hey, where are you guys? How'd you get there? I don't know. I walked, literally just started walking and went the way Mother Nature took me. More eagles piled up. A lot of seagulls too. I guess we're getting under him. He hasn't taken off yet. I don't know if he will. Sorry if this is boring, you guys. I want to try and get a cool shot of some of these birds. So many birds. He's going. Beautiful. Well, I guess it's time for me to go take my boy, take the parts for the bike back to the shop and get going on it. So hit that subscribe button or follow whatever you're viewing this on. And I'd love it if you guys jump over to my channels on all other accounts. Filth Boys, we're Filth Boys on YouTube, and Filth Boys on YouTube, Filth Boys on TikTok as well. And I don't know, we might start up some other accounts, but unsure. Might just stick with what we got. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, folks. I'm so happy I'm back out in nature. So yeah, and can't wait to do some more adventures. This was just a 2026 warm up, getting myself back into it, and then yeah, I think next time we'll invite some to come out as well. So happy New Year. Stay positive for 2026. Don't listen to the noise, ignore it. And yeah, just roll on. Get your roll on. Nah, just ignore the noise and focus on you. Your career path, everything. Your health. Whatever it is. Man, I wish I could get a picture of all these eagles in this one tree, but it's like so many branches in the way. But anyways, I want to say thank you to whatever's out there that protects us when we're walking through the forest. In my mind, I believe it is Sasquatch. People can say I'm crazy, but that's cool. I'll take it, but I'm still unable to prove that. So it is what it is. But like, one thing people gotta remember is when you're out there seeking, investigating, and you see something where it's like, you know, it looks like something's that kind of grabbed on it. You gotta remember, bears have fingertips. So like, and I mean, unless you've actually been out there and fucking, you know, yeah, like when I worked in Alberta, we had to learn about prints and all that shit. So like, you can tell a cat print from a dog print. You can tell like all that stuff. So you gotta be mindful and remember that there's a chance you're wrong. And I want somebody to prove to me that the Sasquatch come to the city, because why the fuck would they hide for so long if they were gonna come to the city? I'm sorry. This is where they stay. Because if I was a Sasquatch, why the fuck would I go to the city? Come on, think about it. To get food? They've lived this long without food. So, I mean, In all reality, you gotta think about that. Why would they go to the city? They're not going to. Not a chance. And the eagles go quiet. Well, there we go. Almost a half-hour hike for you guys. Next time, we'll go deeper into the woods. Today I got stuff I gotta do, so gotta make shit happen. So hey, anybody in the comments below, throw me the editors you guys are using that's free. I'm new with Samsung Androids, so would appreciate the help with that, because I know CapCut now, they charge you on iPhone, so I haven't been able to do any editing. So if there's something hidden in this S25 that I don't know about where I can edit my videos just right off my phone, fuck, hit me up in the comments, and I appreciate the help, you know. And if there's anything I can do to help people out, hit me up in the comments and we'll see what we can do. Alright guys, this is the end of the hike. And I think next weekend I'll take you guys to the Eagle Tower that's that way. And see if we can't get some cool photos from up there. So, alright YouTube, this is it. It's 2026. It's the year to make shit happen. So, let's do it. Let's fucking get it. Don't let anybody hold us back. Positivity. That's all we need. So like I say, let's make shit happen. Actually, that's what that Nick Narcina, I think his name is. So let's do like Nick Narcina and make shit happen, folks. Alright. Seekers out.